All right, you guys, we're going to try this. All right, hello, everybody. I want to thank you and welcome you all to a collective rewilding. My name is Tammie Larson. I will be your host for this lovely afternoon, this Sunday. Basically, today I'm going to show you some of my plants that I have in my pots that I've been growing. I didn't grow them; Home Depot grew them, or whoever grew them. But they're doing great, you guys. They're starting to my lavender is starting to grow beautiful purple flowers. I have a rosemary herb plant that I got from Home Depot. That one's thriving, pretty cool, you guys. I got a couple other. Oh, I found out the names of the herbs. So I got uh, what is it? Italian oregano balm, I think it is. And then I got well, like one
I
of them.
can't see your screen.
Oh, you can't see my screen because I'm not showing it yet.
Oh,
Oh man, you wanted to see my
uh,
face. All right, let me see here.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. My mug. All right, there we go. Can you see my screen now? All right, now. There we go. Ah, Sunday morning without no warning. Sunday morning. All right, you guys. So this is a big gigantic book that I got. All right, it's called the New Sunset Western Gardening Book. As a master gardener, this is our Bible. From what I was,
That's a huge book.
it's a huge one. So basically, I live in California. So this is the ultimate gardening guide. Basically, has over it has more than 2,000 full color photos, all new plant finder, non-fail gardening tips for flowers, vegetables, and natives, and more. Okay, so basically, it's a book of all the plants here in the Western Hemisphere, Western area, like here, right?
What does it say?
It says Western. So I live in California, so this is I'm in the Western.
Sunset Western.
Yeah, so basically it tells me all the plants that grow here in the Western area. All right. Um, this will basically be my Bible to refer to when it comes to like zones, shades, water, no water. I'm just looking at it. What type of you know insects or bugs or pollinators or that these beautiful flowers, vegetables attract. So I was looking through this and I was trying to find out. Or I want to show you another book. Gerald, can you pick this one up?
Oh, that one's even thicker.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I just started the master gardening program here in the state of California. All right, so yesterday was my first day, and next week is another 4 hours. So this is the handbook. So this program is nationwide, so each state does have this program. You need to go to your local extension office. Okay, so my course does cost 200, but it's technically free. She says you don't need to pay for it,
This thing's thick.
and
Look
it's
at
gigantic. Other states have bigger ones. So yeah, so this is the book that I'll be going over for the next 17 weeks. I'm super excited. Yeah, so I haven't started reading it obviously because I just got it yesterday. But our first assignment will be like I think next week. So yeah, it's a huge book, you guys, huge book, and that will be kind of something that I'll be referring to a lot.
back here.
So I did purchase this one. This is another book that, as a master gardener, it's called Pests of Landscape Trees and Shrubs. So if your tree or your plant has some type of disease or illness, and if it's like it's looking some different weird color or whatever it may be, this is how you would. This is the book that you would refer to. It's only for landscaping trees and shrubs. So it's a pretty big book, like this bad boy right here. And there's a couple other ones that I could get, but yeah, one book's enough for me right now. Two of them.
That's a huge book.
Yeah, it's gigantic, you guys. So I'll be doing a lot of reading assignments out of there, and then
Ready for me to put it down?
yeah, and as I start doing the program, I'll start bringing assignments in, and then we can start learning what I'm learning, and so hopefully you guys can learn. All right. So this is like my first time. I did complete the Master Food Preserve class here in the state of California. So I am a Master Food Preserver and a trainee. Give me 1 second, you guys. Sorry, you guys. I have my dogs, and they're being annoying. But yeah, so by the end of next year,
Congratulations.
thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna be wearing two hats: one as a master food preserver, and then one as a master gardener. When I do complete my training, which will be uh, March. So it's 17 weeks. So my graduation will be in March of next year, and I have to complete my 50 hours before 27, the year 27, and then after I complete my training, I have to do 50 hours of community service, which we have a portal that we go into and we sign up for the community. I live in San Bernardino County, so there's a portal that we go into and sign up on a calendar for those like myself that are in the training part. We can't start doing our volunteer work until we finish the actual course, unless you get permission from your instructor. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So I just signed up, I think yesterday, to do the Master Food Preserver training, to volunteer to work in the Zooms, because I love the Zoom. So that's where my my strong set is in the Zooms. And then once I still start feeling more comfortable, then I'll start being able to teach it. Okay, because a lot of the words are like sounds like a foreign language to me, and some of the words it's hard to pronounce. But the more I practice here, and the more I practice, in my volunteer work, the more efficient and more professional I'll sound like. So it's like yep, yeah. No, I can't sound like that, you guys. So I'm learning how to present myself in a professional manner when it comes to those type of things. So basically, I'm gonna have my husband show you our little rock garden. We took out what Daryl was it called, a prairie amaranth. I can't,
Palmer Amaranth.
a Palmer amaranth. I can't even say it, but it's not a good weed to have. Like, they are very invasive, and they just grow, and they, like, once they do grow, they will spread their seeds, and when they spread their seeds is when they're dying. So once it turns brown, that's when like the wind took them and they're now in my yard somewhere. So no, I can't have that. So I did take that out. Daryl took them out, and every time that we do see one, we do take them out, because they just they're spiky. They look like an octopus with like uh, tentacles and all that stuff. It's not cool. It's not cute in my garden for sure. But they do have some really cool benefits to it. But not the ones that, like, I don't want to grow. I don't want too many of them. I'm cool with one, but no, I don't want it in my yard. This is not good. But yeah, I want to have Daryl show you some of the the plants that are growing, that came up now that we moved that tall annoying plant. And not that it was annoying, it was beautiful at the time, and then when I found out what it was, I'm like, get that out of here, you guys. But yeah, so Daryl, did you want to go on? I'm going to put my husband to work. He's sitting.
Yeah, put me in on the phone.
He's sitting he's sitting and I am going to jump in to the Zoom on my phone, and then I'm going to put myself on mute. And then I did some little bit of gardening over there. I took out a lot of what is it called, Daryl?
The
The
purslane.
purslane. It was just getting way too much. It's gonna grow, keep growing, but right there, I don't know what I want right there. I'm probably gonna take the aloe out too and put it into clay pots. I'm not quite sure. It's just they're turning brown, and that means it's too much sun, and they are in the ground. So I just gotta literally, it's kind of like a test run, trust trial or something like that. Because I honestly, I don't have experience in aloe at all. All I know is that they like their pots that they lived in for a very long time, and now that they messed with them, they're like, oh my gosh, now I'm gonna turn a different color. So I got to get them back to their green color. But how's your aloe going, Ken? Ken Des?
It's going good so far. I just
Yeah.
repotted them, so I gotta see if they catch
Like, do
on.
you put it in soil, or like are you putting in like sand and like maybe gypsum, maybe?
Nah, like I forage the sand from the yard and
Yeah.
the peat moss from the rocks, and I kind
Okay.
of just mix it together. They seem to like that pretty good. I
Yeah,
haven't watered
it
them
like
yet.
retains the water really good. You don't have to keep going out there. Like, does it get hot in Georgia around this time, or is it just like muggy?
Right now it feels pretty good. Yeah, outside like mid 70s.
Okay. Yeah, so like, do you always like have it in your front yard, or do you like bring it in your back? Do you move it around a lot, or you just keep it in one spot?
Um, Sometimes I try to move it in the sun as much as possible, but then most of the time that's not good, so I keep it like
Yeah, that's where I'm.
still out.
That's where I'm at. Kind of like I still have a lot in a couple of pots here, but even with the plastic ones, I want to call them plastic because it is freaking plastic. I'm probably gonna retransplant these and put them in clay pots, and then put them what they love, and that's sand. They thrive
Hmm.
off of sand because the sand literally like holds the water there for a long time. And
Hmm.
right now I'm just using what is it? The grow mulch, the 2-in-1, and then I mix it with sand. But as I go in, I'm trying to like feel the soil, and like I always talk to the soil and talk to the plants, and I'm having a hard time just getting my hand in the soil. That's not good. It needs to aerate. It needs to be able to breathe.
Hmm.
That's what I'm having issues right now with is these little beautiful aloes that I have here going on here. But I'm gonna get my husband in, and he's gonna show you kind of like what we have growing on the rock garden. Like I said, we just threw a lot of seeds there. Really don't know exactly what's growing there. We kind of do and don't. But for my master gardening program, I have a project. So at the end of the training, I have to present a project. It could be anything in regards to gardening. It could be I could talk about a bug, okay, or I could talk about a bird, as long as it has to do with gardening. So I'm probably gonna do uh, pollinator garden. I love hummingbirds; those are like my favorite. So I'm probably gonna do that because I want to stick something that I know, and not do something so complex where like I'm gonna just like overwhelm my brain and like with all this information that I don't know quite yet. But as I do the course, I think it's going to be, I'm going to learn as I go, and absorb. The goal is not to memorize anything. It's just being able to find the the resources, scientific resources based on, you know, what you're looking at. That's what, as a master gardener, as a master food preserver, that's what you will be hearing out of my mouth a lot is based research, scientific research. Okay, and that's like .gov. Okay, not .gov, but .edu. Okay, anything from a
Hmm.
university, you guys. Okay, so if you're having problems with your cucumbers, okay, and you live in Georgia, go to your local extension office. Okay, and they have a gardening program. And then you want to go through their tabs and go to gardening, and they have tons and tons and tons of information. Especially you live there, so they're going to give you information that's based on your zone, your area, and your climate. Okay, like my aloe can grow different than yours, based on, because I live in California and it's relatively hot all the time. And sometimes it could be cold and sometimes it's just whatever, So, you know, um, different states have different, like, if I were to preserve like Arizona jalapeno peppers or whatever, I don't know. I watched I was in a webinar a couple days ago or a month ago, and we were talking about chilies like green chilies from Mexico, or I think
Hmm.
it's Mexico or New Mexico, and they were talking about dehydrating. So here in California, our temperature is totally different than New Mexico. So when you do find educated, resources, you want to call the extension office. Hey, I live in California and I'm looking to dehydrate some green chili peppers. I want to know if that's okay to grow in my dehydrate in my area, because you would talk to a master food preserver. So you want to make sure when you are preserving any type of food, you want to make sure you're doing it safely. And, like I said, scientific based research from a university. Okay.
What's the extension office?
Your local extension.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is, I can put it. It's those let me.
Would it be like 404 because that's the area code or something?
No, you just type in local extension office. Let's see here, Georgia local extension office. Why I type in like master gardening, preserve program. Okay, and then I'd put I'm gonna put food, but you could put gardening. So not now. I should have had it all the way up. So if you're interested in the master gardening program, your local extension, okay, and that your which would be a university, okay, like mine is UCCE, which is the University of California Agriculture Extension, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm still learning the words. But yeah, your National Resource Center, okay, in Georgia. Okay. All right.
Are those the 211 people?
Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so right here, the Georgia Master Gardening Extension Volunteer, which is the program that I'm speaking about that I'm in. Okay, so your local extension. So right here, UGA Cooperative Extension. Okay, so as a master food preserver, this is the main state that we get a lot of our information. So this is what we use as our Bible. Okay, for a master food preserver. So I have a book that I'll show you. Okay, so what you want to do, you can visit a garden. Okay, you can contact, you have gardening home resources. All right, so we have find a program. Okay, so let's find a program. Basically you want to find your county. Okay. All right, so find your county extension office. Okay, and then as we scroll down here, all right, so we want to contact the state program office. So I want to find your location because we all have different locations. All right, I need to get my mouse here. All right, so I got to turn the mouse on. That would help. All right, so what's your county?
Clayton.
Clinton. Right here, right? Clinton County.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, you got doggies?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So who is the Clay Extension Office? Okay, so here we go. The Clayton County Cooperative Extension, lifetime learning to your county residents do unbiased, research-based education in agriculture, the environment, communities, and youth and families. Okay, so you can attend a lot of these webinars. Okay, so we have all right, let's see here. About us. All right. So what are you exactly looking for? You looking for the phone number?
Mm-hmm.
So this is your local extension office, okay? So closest to you. Did you want me to put this in the platform for you? And this is who you would contact, like if you are looking for resources for your gardening in your house, outside your house. You would call the helpline. I would assume so. I don't live in the state of Georgia, but I know that this is as a master food preserver, this is where we get all of our based resources from. Okay, and there is a book that we have. So we have programs and services. Okay, so we have the 4-H program, we have the Master Gardening Extension. Okay, and we have a lot of these programs here, and then we have classes here. All right, I want to show you something. All right, so like what are some of the things that you're looking for, Candace? Like in regards to gardening, so I can like help you and find you where like I was talking about things that you're growing right now that you want more information on. You always come to your extension office. your local
Mhm.
extension, and then hang on, let me do this again. I suck doing this on lives because I suck. I don't suck. I just So you're growing cucumbers, right?
Mhm.
Okay, cucumbers. How to grow cucumbers in Georgia. Edu. Because there's so many different types of cucumbers. You know. Do you know what type of cucumber? And I'm gonna
No.
put edu.
No, you're not coming in. No.
Okay.
Come aside.
All right. Edu. All right. There we go. So let's see here. We got some information here. Is this Georgia? Here we go. Growing cucumbers in your home garden. There we go. All right. So we got field report.scasuga.edu. All right. So this looks like your garden, Candace. Does your
Mhm.
cucumbers look like that?
Well, they're
All
not that
right.
big yet.
They're not that big.
Mhm.
Well, at least you're
Not yet.
growing.
Yeah, it's still growing.
I haven't grown cucumbers at all. I grow a lot of herbs, and I haven't really grown too much. I haven't really grown anything that much. All right, so climatic requirements. Cucumbers are subtropical crop, required long, warm days, plenty of sunshine, adequate moisture. Sorry. The Georgia climate is well suited for growing cucumbers, and gardeners can enjoy a harvest all summer long. All right. Cucumbers are in the cubit family, whatever that is.
Mhm.
Give me 1 second, you guys. Daryl?
Okay.
Sorry, I think my order's here. Sorry. All right. Sorry, you guys. I think my
They got all excited. Uh-oh, you muted.
see. I could have picked my nose or something. I didn't know that I was sharing my screen. That would have been so embarrassing.
Mhm.
All right. I think my order's here. I'm going to turn my video off in case I do pick my nose or something. All right. So here's some information on cucumbers through your local extension office on growing cucumbers in your home garden. Okay. So basically, you want to come through here. We have climatic requirements, and we have the type of soils. Okay. Cucumbers can be grown successfully in many types of soil. The preferred soil is loose. How is your soil? Well drained and well supplied with organic matter and plant nutritions. Okay, in soils void of organic matter, work in 4 to 6 inches of finished compost or other humus to depth of 10 inches. I don't know the vocabulary words quite yet, you guys. So I don't know what soil void of organic matter is. That like organic like compost?
Yeah.
Okay, and then like
no fertilizer, no compost.
so that'd be kind of like bananas, like your stuff that you throw away that are biodegradable.
So it's inorganic matter.
Yeah, like things that we use when we eat and we just throw it in the garden, like compost.
No, that's organic matter.
Oh, that's an organic matter.
So it'd be like banana peelings.
Yeah, that would be like compost, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be organic matter. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so
if it was just rocks or something, that'd be fine. Like if it was just sediment with no organic matter, like no nutrients.
Yeah, no nutrients. Anything that has no nutrients in. Okay, so all right. So the soil pH should be between 6.0 and 6.5. Have you tested your pH level in your soil yet, Kendez?
No, I just been doing it.
Yeah, that's why I encourage you. I recommend you guys doing just to familiarize yourself with pH levels. Because each plant or anything flower has a pH in the soil, so you got to make sure that it's like lined up. Because if it don't, your plant is going to either turn a different color or it's just not going to look good. So you might want to start looking. It might slow down the growth process. Or it just might not grow at all, depending on what you have in your, your soil. Okay. Soil temperature should be at least 60 degrees Fahrenheit before seeding for optimal germination. Okay.
Mm.
All right. Fertilizers. Okay. Lime and fertilizers are best applied by using a soil test. Okay. I can click on that. We can see exactly what this gives us. Okay, so agricultural and environmental services and laboratories. Okay, so you can get your soil tested. Okay, all right. So basically, what you want to do is you want to fill out this form, Candace. Okay, so you choose a test and fill out the form. Okay, so routine test, pH, lime requirement, all phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, zinc, and magnesius. Okay, so that's pretty cheap, $6. You kind of want to know, what your pH is. You want that's pretty cheap though. Okay, so these are tests that you can do. That you can take your soil in, and then pay a little fee, just to get that going. See soil. That's pretty cool. I wonder if my state has that. I wonder if do I have to live in Georgia to do this, or can I, be in California and do it and send it to you? I wonder how that works. All right, instructions. Okay, so I guess you get a soil test kit, instructions, simple container, prepaid mailer stamp, I guess, and then you get a form, and the fee is $20. So I guess if you're looking for organic matter, loss of this, I'm not quite sure what any of this stuff is quite yet, but I will be learning in the future. Okay, you want to watch a video on how to collect a sample? Why not, right? We can watch that. Let's see how long it is. Yeah, basically, maybe this video will, show us how far down we have to go. All right, let's just watch it. It's 9 minutes. Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Nope.
Honey, how do they hear it? Hey, Daryl.
I think you gotta do something with your audio.
Let me see here. Because I can hear it on my speaker. My husband's gonna try to. I want to watch this video, and I want them to hear it. Should I turn my mic off? Will they be able to hear it?
I'm not sure actually.
Or should I open another window?
Where's your Zoom tab?
It's right here. We're gonna see if we can watch a video.
Are you sharing your screen right now?
Oh, yeah, I'm sharing my screen. They can't hear it though. Do I have to show my face to see the recording and to see it?
Why are you talking through your phone?
No, I'm actually on my laptop, and I've never really showed a video before. Leave audio. No. Because I'm trying to, maybe if I open another window, honey.
Yeah, you're just sharing your screen. I don't know if you're sharing your audio. I don't know if that's an option.
Well, they can hear me. I've seen Sabrina watch videos and stuff, and she's talking.
You just want to play it so they can.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to. I'm hearing it through my speaker. That's so weird. Leave computer. Daryl, what'd you do?
Hit the X on the corner.
All right, give me a second, you guys. I don't even know if I can play it. Let me see here. All right, let's just see. You know what? I know what I need to do is turn this car around and go as fast as I can. Okay. Give me 1 second, you guys. I got to share this. I think I got to share that. Show window. All right, can you guys hear it?
New garden from scratch
Can you hear
in
it?
an area that currently has nothing but clay soil and a bunch of weeds.
You hear it now?
So the very first thing and the most important thing to do is to amend my soil with the proper nutrients. But the only real way to know exactly what I need to add to my soil is to figure out what's in my soil already. So there's a few different ways I can do that. I can take a soil sample, send it off to a lab and get a soil analysis, or I could use a home test kit. But there's so many different options for home test kits out there. How do I know which one is even going to work? I'm Kyle from Urban Farmstead, and today I'm going to be taking soil samples, sending them off to the lab, testing out a few different soil sample test kits, and then figuring out what I need to add to my soil. I'll start by digging a small hole, about 6 inches deep. Then I'll take my sample by skimming the edge of that hole so I can get a little bit of each layer. I've got about 3 cups of soil here, which is plenty for all 3 of these tests. So let's go see what's in it. Snack time. All right, back to work. I'm using a shovel to spread this out because I want to avoid touching the soil with my hands too much. I'll just pick out any big sticks and rocks. And I don't see very many in this sample. Now I'll leave it here in the shade to dry for a couple of hours. It doesn't need to be completely dry, but it shouldn't be too wet. All right, the soil's looking pretty good, so I'm going to start. And I think I'm going to start with this mail-in soil analysis because all I have to do is fill up this bag and mail it in, and it's going to take a while. So I filled everything out. Now I just need to fill up the bag to where it says fill to this line. The hardest part is going to be getting this big bag of soil into this little envelope. All right, I'm going to go send this off and then I'll do the other ones. All right, now onto my home test kits. I'm going to be testing the Rapid Test Kit and the Lamont Garden Soil Test Kit. And I'll be following the directions on both of these kits exactly. But rather than making you wait through 30 minutes of that, I'll be cutting through and just showing you the general process. But it's important that if you get either of these kits or any other soil test kit, follow the instructions exactly as they're given in order to get the most accurate results. All right, I'm going to start with this Rapid Test Kit. And this was by far the easiest to find and most affordable kit. This was only a few bucks at my local nursery. And it says it's going to test my pH, my nitrogen, my phosphorus, and my potassium. We'll see. Just get it opened up. It's a good idea to wear gloves anytime you're doing these soil tests. For one thing, I don't know what chemicals are in these. If you're a scientist, you might know what they're using, but I don't know what they are, so I don't want them on my hands. And second, I don't want to contaminate the soil that I'm going to be testing with something that's on my hands. So just wear some gloves. So there's one section here for a pH test and a separate section for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The pH test, I'll need these green capsules. I'm just taking a little bit of soil. Even though I mixed this up, I'm taking soil from different sections of this pile. Okay. Now we're at the first line. Then open the green capsule and empty the contents of the green capsule into the tube. Soil at the first line, capsules in there, now water to the fourth line. So now it says cap the tube and shake thoroughly. Okay, now I just allow the soil to settle and the color to develop for about 1 minute. Go. All right, it's been at least a minute. Now I just compare the color of this solution to my color chart. And the best way to do that is to hold it up to the light. And to me, it looks like it's right between acidic and neutral, which is actually exactly where I want it. For my soil, I prefer it to be somewhere around 6.5. The soil that I've got in the water looks like it has a little bit of a green tone to it, which would put it a little bit closer to neutral as well. So I'd say somewhere in the low 6s, not exactly 6.0, probably somewhere around 6.2 if that was showing on the chart, which is pretty good range for me for growing vegetables. Let's move on to the other 3 macronutrients. In a clear jar, put 1 part soil to 5 parts water, shake well, and let sit for 30 minutes to 24 hours. I gotta go get a jar. All right, I've got my glass jar. Now it says 1 part soil to 5 parts water. Yeah. 3, 4, 5. All right, so now I will shake this vigorously for about a minute. All right, well mixed. Now I'm gonna let this sit for 30 minutes to 24 hours. I'll probably let this sit for about an hour. Let's put this somewhere where it won't get, that's good. All right, here's our soil sample. I waited about an hour and a half. It is still cloudy. It said that's okay. It'll just be a little bit harder to read the results. Hi, I'm Kyle from the future. It's 24 hours later and this water still looks just as murky as it did yesterday. So I'm really glad I didn't wait. By the way, if I look a lot more dirty than I did yesterday, it's because today I am prepping that soil according to what I learned from all of these soil tests. So stay tuned for that video coming soon, probably about a week or so. Bye. So now I've got my nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and all 3 of these tests with this kit are done exactly the same. I'm going to fill each tube to the 4th line with this liquid. Now I'll just open up each of these capsules, empty the contents into the vial, cap, and shake. All right, those are well agitated. Now I'll just leave these to sit and settle for 10 minutes. All right, it's been 10 minutes. Time to use this color chart to see where we're at with these samples. The first one, nitrogen. Now this barely changed color at all. It looks almost clear, so I'm going to call that very low with the nitrogen. Phosphorus also is pretty clear. It's definitely got more color than the nitrogen, but I'm still going to put that in the either low to very low. And then the potassium, that one didn't clear at all. It's still really cloudy, but based on the color here, I would say that's high in potassium. It almost exactly matches the high mark. So high potassium, low phosphorus, low nitrogen, according to the rapid test kit. All right, Lamont, this is the test I'm really excited about. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, all right, we've got a few different solutions. And all these fancy, sciencey gadgets and more solutions. And then a bunch of pamphlets, all kinds of instructions, I think. Wow. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Some caps, some tablets, some little droppers. This kit has a lot of stuff. And actually it wasn't that expensive. All right. So this test kit comes with a lot of great stuff, including a lot of great information on not only how to do the test, but what the results mean, and even what to do with your soil once you have your results, depending on what crop you want to grow. And the results that I get from this test, it tells me exactly what I should be adding to my soil and at what amounts in order to grow certain things like tomatoes and broccoli and really all sorts of different things. Also, in reading through this guide, there was really good information in soil testing, and I learned that using a strainer or a window screen or a sifter or something like that to break up the clumps in your soil and kind of strain it through to make a more fine soil sample, I'll get better results. So I went back to the kitchen, I grabbed this strainer, and it's looking good. So I'll start with the pH test like I did with the other kit. and it says to fill with a pH indicator solution to line 4. These little vials actually have the numbers written on them, so you don't have to count the lines. That's kind of nice. Add 3 measurements to the sample. 1, 2, and 3. Cap it and mix gently for 1 minute. Gently this time, for some reason. Alright, it's been about a minute. Now I just let this stand for 10 minutes and then I'll read the chart. Alright, it's been 10 minutes and my pH test is complete. And that's looking almost exactly like 7.0. As I hold it up to the light, it still looks like pretty much blue with maybe a little bit of green, so maybe like a 6.8 based on this chart, which would mean that it's slightly acidic. So I'll write that down and we'll move on to the next test. All right, now for the phosphorus test. I'll take another tube again. This time I'm using the phosphorus extracting solution. Taking 3 scoops again, adding it to that solution. And once again, mixing gently. All right, so we'll let that sit until the liquid above the soil is clear. It's actually clearing up really quickly. I'm gonna use this little pipette to get the clear liquid out of here. I'll fill this new clean tube to line 3. Now I'll add 6 drops of this phosphorus indicator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cap. Shake that one again. And I'll add 1 phosphorus test tab. Cap and shake again. And then once this capsule dissolves, I'll compare it to the chart. There should be some shade of blue. All right, the capsule is dissolved and it's blue. So according to this chart, to me, looks like we're somewhere in the medium-low range. To be honest, this chart doesn't show a lot of color variance between those two, but I would say that the color of blue is somewhere between the medium to low range. Definitely not high, definitely not trace. So I'd say there's certainly some phosphorus in the soil. All right, now for the nitrogen test. For this one, I'll take my nitrogen extracting solution and I'll fill this tube to line 7. Then I'll add 2 scoops of soil. I'll cap and shake this up. All right, as with the last test, I will allow the soil to settle, the liquid to clear, and I'll be taking a sample of that liquid once it's clear. All right, this liquid looks pretty clear. And I'll fill this to line 3 once again. I'll take 2 0.5 gram scoops of this nitrogen indicator. I'll add these to the vial. I'll cap this, shake it gently. All right, now I'll just wait 5 minutes for that to turn pink. All right, I think it's been 5 minutes and this sample definitely turned pink, so let's compare it to the chart and see just how much nitrogen is in the soil. To me, that looks like somewhere around low, maybe even between low and trace amounts. So not a whole lot of nitrogen, but there's certainly nitrogen in there. All right, potassium test. Let's see how many bananas are in this soil. Potassium solution, line 7, 4 scoops. I'm getting real good at this. Shake vigorously for a minute, then remove the cap and allow it to settle once
Hope
again.
you guys are taking notes.
All right, the soil has settled, and so I'm going to fill this one to line 5. Uh-oh. Guess we'll do that again. Oh boy, that's fun. All right, let's do this again. I think this time I'm actually going to put it in this container so I don't knock it over. I probably should have been doing that this whole time. All right. That's not going anywhere. I'll add one of these little banana pills. Shake that up till it dissolves and turns purple. The instructions say specifically that this should turn purple-ish. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I feel like ish is not a common thing in the science world. But purple-ish, yeah, why not? Now, I add 2 drops at a time of this potassium testing solution until it turns blue-ish. I'll count the drops, and the amount of drops that I add to this to turn it from purplish to bluish will be my determining factor in exactly how much potassium is in my soil. 1, 2. $13, $14. All right, right about there at 14, it's looking pretty blue to me. Let's see what the chart says. Yeah, I'd say we're right about there in the blue range after 14, which says I've got medium amount of potassium in my soil. All right, that's it for my home test kits. Now I just have to get my soil analysis back from the lab. Oh, there it is. All right, that was quick. All right, I'm really excited to see what this is going to say. All right, so the first part talks about my soil pH, and it says that my soil is moderately acidic, which is pretty much what I found from both of those kits. It says my pH here is 6.36, which is almost exactly between the 2 test kits. Now, those were both based on color guides, so they weren't completely accurate. I'm guessing a little bit on those charts, but I'd say this is consistent with what I've been finding on my other 2 kits as far as pH. So now let's check out the macronutrients, that NPK that we tested with the other kits. Right here it lists the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and all of the ranges for them. So my nitrogen is at 12 parts per million, which is showing as low. Not very low, but low. The rapid test kit said it was very low. The Lamont test kit said it was low, just like this. My phosphorus is showing it at the upper end of the low range, which is pretty much where the Lamont test kit showed, whereas the rapid test kit showed it as also very low. And then the potassium is showing way up here on the upper end of adequate. So the rapid test kit showed it as very high. The Lamont test kit showed it as medium. This one's showing it as adequate, which I would also consider medium. So based on this, I have to assume that this soil analysis from the lab is going to be my most accurate test. The Lamont test kit was very, very close to this, so I would say that Lamont test is pretty darn accurate. The rapid test kit was accurate as far as the pH, and it wasn't completely off with the other one. It just said that my potassium was higher than it actually is, and it said that my nitrogen and my phosphorus were lower than they actually are. My potassium is high, my nitrogen and phosphorus are low, so it was correct in that, but it was just not accurate in that. So this is a really good test. Not only does it show accurate numbers for all of those, but it also shows all of my micronutrient levels, and based on what I'm growing, it recommends what I should be adding to my soil per 1,000 square feet. So when I sent this into the lab, I can say I'm growing a single crop like tomatoes, I can say I'm growing mixed crop, maybe I'm growing trees, fruit trees, or lawn. Whatever I'm growing, I tell the lab what I want to grow, what I want my yields to be, what they have been, and they take that soil test. They determine based on what my numbers come back as, what I need to add to my soil in order to get the yields that I want from the crop that I'm growing. So this is a really good test. It's expensive, and it's one test. Those are the only 2 downsides to it, really. Expensive, one test, and it's not instant. It took about a week and a half to get this back, even though it seemed pretty instant today. So this is a great test. I'm probably not going to do it again, though, unless I have a significant issue. The rapid test kit, this was an okay test. I will probably not do this test ever again because it's also sort of a one-time test. You buy the kit, you've got the tablets, you use it, you see what you've got. Not completely accurate, but not completely inaccurate. And then the Lamont test kit. This kit, this one was very accurate, very close to the soil analysis that I sent into the professionals in the lab. And I've got enough chemicals and test strips and tablets and banana pills in this kit to test my soil like 20 times. And I'm going to amend the soil. I'm going to test it again with this kit, see where it's at. I'll test it at the end of the season, see what I need to add at the end of the season in fall, and we'll go from there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed looking at all these different kits with me and seeing how they work and seeing which one worked the best for me. I know everybody who tries these kits is going to have a little bit different results, but I'm glad I could share with you what my results were from these kits, and definitely recommend this Lamont kit. Again, this video is not sponsored by any of these companies, any of these kits. I bought these all myself. I paid for it all myself, and I want you all to have the most accurate information, at least from my experience, so that maybe you can have a better experience with your garden. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe, and otherwise, I'll see you all next time.
That was cool.
Who's ready to do that challenge? I'm down to do the challenge. Kendez.
You did it so we don't have to.
No, we have to do our own soil so we know exactly what we're working with. Like for me, like that's what I need to do. Like I have a huge property, and I honestly know that I just have sand soil.
I think I'd recommend the kit he recommended.
My husband is going to tell you what he wants to do, but no, that's something that I need to do. I think we all should do that, especially if you have. Do you own your home, Kendez? Are you renting? I don't. I mean, if you
yeah,
are,
we own.
Oh, you own? Okay, go get your soil tested. Like, I want to see how much, I'm gonna do exactly kind of like what he did. I want to see exactly if there's a cheaper one, something that I could do at home, something that I could do for like months. Okay, because I'm going to be growing. Can you see my screen? Hang on. Let me see. Let's see if I could do this. Now the fact that I'm not. All right. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? You can?
Yeah, nah.
Okay, so I just clicked the link underneath the description of what he was showing. Okay, so this specific Lamont Model EL turf and green soil test kit cost around $90. Okay, there was another one that I pulled up. I don't know what the difference is, but yeah, so it's this. This is one that he was talking about. Maybe this is a newer version or something. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. So, all right. So like, it was pretty cool. It's like it's gonna be our toolkit or something. We're gonna be like construction workers in the garden. You guys, we're gonna have our we'll have our toolbox with our scientific, box with all our hidden secrets of gems and juices and tubes and stuff like that. All right. So this is what it looks like. So I always go through the reviews. I want to see like, is this a good product? Like, is it something worth buying? Am I going to see a lot of negative comments? Like this is cool, but so I just kind of go through here. I like to look at the photos. Everybody is experienced different things with Amazon. I'm sure you can get it somewhere else, but so this is what it pretty looks like. Dang.
Noise. Takes up a whole table.
Yeah, I need a freaking like pull out table, like an umbrella. Like when you just pull out your umbrella, and then it's like automatically you pull out your table and you go. I mean, welcome to my site. Oh, this is pretty cool. Yeah, that sounds really cool. I think I might get it. I'm gonna see if there's any cheaper one other than that model. But if that's what he recommends, that is from a credible resource right here. I did get it off of, an agricultural environment service laboratory from your extension office. Okay. So Georgia clients are encouraged to visit your local extension office for sample submission and consultation. Okay. So like I said, did you want me to put this on the platform for you?
Yeah, that'd
Candace.
be fine. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Oh shoot, we're getting good, you guys. Wait until I start learning my stuff, and it's not so much like me up here like awkward. I'm not awkward or anything, but it's just like I don't really know too much about. I know stuff about gardening, uh, but I don't know are like specific things that that a gardener should know. And like I said, normally I just wing it most of the time with me, but there are things that I need to be doing and not doing, and maybe that's why my plants are looking the way they're looking. You know what I'm saying? And then if I follow instructions, like I have a hard time following instructions. I always want to do what I want to do, kind of thing. And then eventually learn that it wasn't the best right thing to do, Tammie, kind of thing. You just learn. You learn from your mistakes and be open-minded, pretty much. Of like, okay, let me try that. It's not gonna hurt me to try it. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't, I'm just gonna have to tweak it to where it like works it like for my environment.
Mm-hmm.
We all grow different types of freaking things. It's crazy what the things that we find in the grocery stores or just randomly. All right, so I'm gonna post this up in the member meetups. Okay. Does everybody want this? I'm just gonna. I'm just no, because it's like specific to Georgia, so I'm just not gonna notify all. But you're more than welcome to go in that feed, everybody. Okay. I'm sure you'll get a notification since I am a moderator, but I don't know. All right, I'm gonna post this as well for those who are interested in maybe purchasing this or maybe finding a cheaper one. I encourage everybody to test their soil if you are thinking about even if it's like in a pot. You can have a huge gigantic pot and grow flowers and fuck them up like hardcore, like just because like you put the wrong soil or you put the wrong pot, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We all live in different zones. We all live in different areas, but
So Tammie, it's up to what you growing for your soil, right?
what's
The
that?
soil, the soil is different, but for different plants.
They're like I said, you want to go to different plants have different different things on them. So you want to make sure you go to your local extension office, okay, and go to the gardening, okay, which is I think is yours is like Protru University. I'm not sure. What university is that? What's your local extension? I think it's Protru University. I'm not quite sure. What
No,
your extension office?
no, I don't. To be truthful, I don't know, Tammie.
P-U-R-T-T or Protru. I'm gonna notify everybody for this. If you guys are interested in that, you're more than welcome to see if you can find a cheaper one or maybe a different. You don't need all of that. Maybe you just need a smaller one. Who knows? But I just want to put that out there that you guys should, start testing your soil and basically following the instructions, reading. And Candace, I'm going to provide you with this. So you want to come through this and read it. Okay. The type of fertilizers. Okay. Cultural practices. Okay. So I did see that you had that hay stuff, which is cool. And you had, I think you had bricks, right? So I think it's good for the warmth, especially with cucumbers, when you're watering, it tends to stay moist in there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then newspapers. Okay, like what I did is I went to Home Depot and they had like this huge roll of uh like something that you would put like drywall, like a huge cardboard, right? It was wrapped up like I still have it. It's gigantic, and I have that, and I'm gonna use that in my yard instead of using cardboard bags. I just use a roll of cardboard. Yeah, so it costs like $50 or something like that, $60, and it's a huge roll. You want to put that first down, like not right now, but when you decide to, put more plants in different areas, you want to always put like before you put your mulch down, you want to put like cardboard, newspaper, stuff to aerate the soil, like not aerate, but make it kind of where it's kind of, it goes in there and gives moisture and stuff like that. There's a method to that stuff. It really does, keep your weeds, okay, your weeds coming up. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna provide this to you. Like some weeds are cool, but other weeds just like no, like you're not supposed to be there right now. You're cute if you had like a little flower or something, but right now, like, and it's just always that one spot that we just like always grows, You're just like, oh man, all right, man, I'm just gonna let you like keep that spot for a minute, and then when I come back next week, you're making sure that you're not gonna be here. Yeah, I try not to take a lot of weeds out, but once they just keep growing, they keep growing. Post this right here for you, and then I gotta take off here. I did get my hang on, let me see your paste. Oh, I just pasted a dot. That's not cool. All right. Like I just copied that. Like, come on, Tammie. Copy. That's one of my I did copy it. I'm like, why is this just a dot pulling up, man? All right, so I gotta erase that dot. There we go. And those are the resources for the cucumbers. So make sure you scientific research based resources.
Cool.
And Sabrina will tell you the same thing. Sabrina will tell you the same thing. It's just like I've been with Sabrina for a long time, and I know that, and she knows that. But we like sometimes we just don't say it, and we're like, we just say, go to a resource, or we just got to make sure in our brain to say a credible resource. You always want to make sure that it's a credible. And you want to make sure that your plants are going to grow beautiful and stuff, and make sure that you're going to harvest like in the amount of time it says it's going to harvest, and if you decide to preserve any of them, make sure that you're preserving it correctly, because botulism and all that stuff is serious, you guys. It's no joke, and there's based recipes, that I can provide to you and show you and walk you through that as well. If you decide pickling or anything like that,
nice.
And I can do a live on preserving, on showing you resources, and because I don't do the hands-on stuff, because I don't have cucumbers right now, so I can just show you and show you how you can find these resources, and point you to the resources where I would go to. But if you're looking for a specific recipe, then that's when you'd be like, oh, I've never heard of that before. Some things that that are not in the book, that are in different universities, that are not in the book. So it's nationwide, you guys. So there's so many cool things out there. All right, you guys. Well, I'm gonna end my Zoom. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate the coolness. I had fun. It was pretty chill today. Felt like more like chill now. Now that I can actually have like something to talk about. Not that I don't have anything to talk about most of the time. It's just sometimes I just kind of wing it. But now that I'm like in the course, now I gotta practice presenting. And when I don't know something or I'm not sure, I'm just gonna, this is gonna happen to me in real life when I'm out there. It's not just gonna happen here in the Zoom. I might as well get it over with and just like, prepare myself. Because, when I did the Master Food Preserving program, I was so shy, you guys. I'm so shy. I was so shy. I was scared. I was sweating like my sweaty balls, and like I didn't want to talk, and because I had no zero skills in preservation at all. Didn't know how to do anything of it. Still don't. It's still a bunch of a foreign language to me, but I know and can show you how to find those resources or be able to tell you, no, that's not good. You can't do that. Not safe type of thing, and it's pretty cool. So, now that I finished that program, now I'm in the gardening area where I got all those skills. Now I got to use them. If I don't use them, I'm going to forget about them, or I'll get bored, and I'll move on to something. Like, what am I going to do after the gardening program? Okay, then I'm going to figure something else out,
I think astronauts.
Astronauts. Yeah, right.
Space growing.
Oh man, I don't even know what the next thing is going to be, but something that has to be like fast paced, like 16 weeks, because I can't do like 2-3 years. It has to be fast for me, and then be like, okay, done. Like, I'm good. Now I'm just probably gonna end up get more certifications and watch more Zooms and educate myself, and then do that kind of things. But yeah, that's all, you guys. So you guys can unmute yourself. Thank you, Candace, for being my pickle today, my cucumber. So you're getting me ready to start explaining all these kind of things when I don't know how to explain it, that type of thing, or showing you in my brain. I do know, but physically sometimes it's kind of like, okay, this is what I do behind the scenes, because that's where I like to do the most stuff, is like be the investigator type of thing. I love doing Zooms, but like sometimes I get shy and I'm like, oh, I'm having a brain thought right now, and I'm having a moment with these people, and I'm like, shnikes, what was I thinking? What was I talking about? Those type of things. But that's about it when it comes to me sometimes. But I got my pots and stuff, and so next week I'll probably do some seed starting seeds in these clay pots that I got. And then we'll go from there. I got some gypsum, so that's something that I'll probably be putting in my soil. Yeah, because I need some of that stuff to aerate my soil, because it's just sand, you guys. Sand, and down there is a little bit of clay, but majority of it's just fucking sand. I can't even make it like, yeah. So yeah. All right, you guys, I gotta stop talking. But thank you all for joining. I appreciate the love and support. Benny, thank you. Vanessa, it was nice talking to you. Miss you very much. And Arizona.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, fine.
Right.
You were in Sabrina's class, but you didn't talk.
No, my Wi-Fi went out.
Oh, I thought you said your wife came out or something. I was like, oh no.
Good night, everybody.
But Tammie, I didn't know that you said the olive plant would grow in sand.
What's that?
The olive plant.
Yeah, the aloes, they grow, like, for me, they grow in like you can actually go to Home Depot and get a specific it's for cacti. That's what they normally are, is cacti, and yeah, they kind of, it's like sand. It's kind of like sand. So for me, with mine, I do like have sand, but I still do have dirt, but most of it is sandy kind of dirt. But yeah, they can, but not like from it's not the type of sand where you go to like a playground and you get that type of sand. No, not that I think of, not that I know of, but you could try it, but I don't think so. You would have to go to like Home Depot or your local store and ask, say, hey, I'm growing some aloe, I'm thinking to grow some aloe. Or go to your local nursery. That's what your extension office will tell you, is go to your local nursery if you can. Okay. And because they have, you want to talk to those people that are actual professionals that are in the in the realm. Not that Home Depot or Lowe's don't know anything about gardening, but you want to go to somewhere where it's credible and somewhere where it's like, okay, I own this nursery and I know every single plant in here. I'll tell you that one right now. Okay, you want that type of gardener.
Okay.
So yeah, I would encourage you to go to your local nursery. If you don't have one, you can, like I said, go to your local Lowe's, Home Depot. It could be Target, it could be Walmart. But you're looking for like cactus, kind of soil, dirt,
Okay.
everything. And then you can always ask the associate to say, you know what, I want to grow some aloe. Sometimes they're already grown in the store, and you just,
Right.
you'd get the pot, and then you just transplant it, and that's when you would get, you would, go to the store and ask somebody, get some advice, you know, on how that
Yeah.
you could, since you have a balcony, right? You
Right.
just know I have a balcony and it gets mostly sun or it gets no sun at all. You got to be
No,
specific,
it gets yeah, it gets a lot of sun.
Oh, okay. So with aloe, you gotta like have a little bit of shade because they don't like sometimes they'll burn. Like mine are just like burnt, like browning, but it's like it's not gonna die. It's just they're just gonna die off, because the roots are very strong. Mine are. I've had them for a long time, but yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go to your store, local convenience store, and ask them like, I bought this store plant and I want to transplant it into a pot. If I don't know what type of pot I need, can you recommend me a pot that would help me grow my aloe? Okay, this is what
Oh,
type of environment I live. This is the temperature that it normally gets around. I'm sure they'll know because they are in your city, in your county, or whatever they may be. But you could just have like an apartment that just stays cool all the time and never gets hot,
mhm.
and it's
Okay.
like underneath a tree. And sometimes you do get sun, but you don't get sun on some types. You just ask away. Yeah.
I get you, Tammie.
Did you get your thing situated with your membership?
Now, yeah, but I can't get in. That's what I was gonna ask you. I can't get in though.
What? All right, you're gonna have to ask Sabrina. Okay, make sure you attend Sabrina's class tonight. Okay.
Uh,
It's tall tales and hold on, tall tales and I can only say it when I'm not yarns and tells. I can only say it when I'm looking at it, because it's a tongue twister. Yarns and tells, tall tales. So
oh,
it's yay
oh,
t. Yeah. So
okay.
tonight, you guys, at 7:30 my time. So when you come into your calendar, on the left hand
Right.
side, you want to make sure that you RSVP to the event so you can get that notification in your notification bell. All right, and then
Okay.
and following that class tomorrow on Monday, we'll be exploring organic soil with Miss Sabrina Giesler. All right, you guys, thank
Oh,
you. Thank you for spending, we did this for an hour and like 30 minutes or something. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Normally I'm up here, I'm like, oh my God, how do I get rid of 30 minutes? Like 30 minutes is a long time, you guys, when you're up here. When you're just like, oh, what do I say? Sometimes, what do I do? But, it's so chill today. Thank you guys. We'll have more content tomorrow, next week. All right, you guys. Good
all
night,
right,
Jessica.
Tammy.
Good night,
All right.
Arizona. Good night,
All
Ben.
right, Tammy husband.
See
All
you.
right, Daryl. They said good night. Good night, Candace. I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay, peace.